Hello, hello. What's up, everyone? And welcome to tonight's live where I'm going to be reviewing your Instagram profiles. I'm going to be reviewing some of your reels and other content, and I'm going to be answering some live Q&A. So I do want. Oh, okay, we're back. We're back. So sorry about that. I think we're back. Yes. Okay. What I was gonna say is I am live on every platform right now, so I'm sorry for that echo. I want to make sure everyone can hear me right now. I am live on pretty much every platform, live on TikTok, live on Instagram, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Twitter, I believe, live even on Twitch and Kick, which are two mobile game streaming, or not mobile game streaming, but just streaming apps. So I'm live everywhere, and bear with me for some technical difficulties because this is a fun new experiment, something I've never done before. Being live on all these different platforms, I'm able to add some cool graphics like this onto the screen. I'm able to see your chat. I'm able to have fun with it. So we're gonna get it going here. I do have my phone right here so that I'm able to like keep track of who's commenting and who's given a gift and whatnot. I want to make sure that all of that is enabled. I don't know if gifts are, excuse me, badges on Instagram are actually enabled. So if you're on Instagram right now, if you could test that and give a badge. I'm not sure if badges are enabled. And if they're not, then oh well, we're going to roll with it. But I do have a few profiles that I do already have pulled up that we're going to be reviewing. As a promise, I always review the top 3 supporters. The top 3 supporters from tonight's live will get a review on the next live. The top 3 supporters from the last live are going to get a review tonight. By the way, the platform I'm streaming on, this isn't a sponsor, but they're called Restream.io. So if you want to take a screenshot of that and look it up. But tonight we're doing live profile reviews. And I see people on Instagram are saying that badges are not enabled. And I don't believe that's something that I can enable while we're live. So we're just going to roll with it. We're just going to roll with it. I'm going to pick people at random, regardless of whether or not you've given a badge. But we're going to start by reviewing some other people who were generous enough to be top 3 supporters during the last live. So let's see how this goes here. I'm going to share this screen here. Let's see if you can see my screen. I know I'm on a slight delay. So we're going to see if you can see my screen. Okay, cool. You can. All right. I'm happy with that. We'll zoom in just a little bit here. Actually, I should get rid of this graphic. Okay. How are we looking? Can everyone see this okay? Okay. Yeah, all right. So let's take a look. This is Beauty by Kitten. Beauty by Kitten was our top supporter during my last live, which was just a few nights ago. Beauty by Kitten's profile here, first of all, I like that her username is very, very easy to read. It's very easy to spell, easy to remember, right? It makes sense as a username, Beauty by Kitten. She even has beauty as one of her keywords there. So I like it so far. This profile picture, I like how close up it is. I like that it is like very easy to see. And it also kind of grabs my attention because I'm like, what's going on here? Like, why is this person's eyes closed? What is this like thing right here that's like ramming into her cheekbone? Like what's going on? So it kind of grabs my attention. I think personally, I might like this profile picture a little bit more if we could see the eyes of the person, because generally speaking, when you can see someone's eyes on a profile, it's just that much more engaging and we're that much more likely to click, but not bad so far. So the username, not bad. Profile picture, not bad. On this line, the only thing that is currently written is her name. And so unless someone is searching for her name, it's going to be really tough for them to find her account. Right now, the only way someone can find her is if they look up Beauty by Kitten or if they look up Kristen Estigate, which likely isn't being searched at a very high percentage. So what I would recommend on this line right here, and look how fancy I am with my text. Can I change this text color? I bet I can, to white. Bam. All right. So what I would do if I was her is I would add a hyphen and I would add something like, let's see, I'm trying to figure out what exactly she does. Permanent. Let's see if I can spell live. Permanent makeup. Permanent makeup. And then she's in Florida. So she's in Florida. And I would even get more specific. I don't know where in Florida this is. I don't know Florida geography enough, but let's say this is South Florida. So now if she were to add, let's move this. Sorry, how do I move this? Oh, maybe this button? No, yeah, I think yes. Okay, so if it were to say this, Kitten Estigate - permanent makeup in South Florida, that would be much more searchable. And right when you landed on her profile, you'd say Beauty by Kitten, Kitten Estigate, permanent makeup in South Florida. And you'd be like, oh, okay, I know exactly why I should follow her. Like this line right here is searchable. It makes it very easy for us to find her and very easy for us to know what it is that she's going to be talking about. This right here where it says health and beauty, let's just take that out. There's no need to have that category displayed. It's very obvious that you're in the health and beauty sector. So let's just take that out. You can choose whether or not that's displayed on the profile. Let's just take it out. Continuing on down here, it says body, skin, PMU, which I now assume means permanent makeup. But again, we don't want to make people assume, right? We don't want to make our followers or our potential followers have to assume what these words mean. And most people probably wouldn't know what PMU means. So instead, let's change this. And also this right here, Treasure Coast, I think that's FL for Florida. That's super hard to read. So let's take that out. And instead, let's rewrite this entire line so that it says clearly what it is you do. I do permanent makeup for people in Treasure Island, Florida, or I do permanent eyebrows, permanent microblading, whatever you want to define your niche as, for women over the age of 40 in Treasure, Florida. Just for example, right? I'm giving examples of what her potential niche could be. But again, we're just trying to get clear on what this niche is. Continuing through the rest of her bio, it says top producer for venues concept. That's directing people to this page. Now, as someone lands on your profile and they're thinking about following you, they're instead being directed to venues concept. And most people don't even know what that is. Most people don't know what it means to be a top producer for them. So in my opinion, this line is also a waste. Down here, we're finally starting to now, on the 4th or 5th line of your bio, we're finally starting to kind of understand what it is that our bio is talking about. And that takes too long. Most people don't have that much time. So here we get, okay, she does permanent makeup, she has trainings available, but then you can even see here that she has ... more. So in my opinion, this bio could use some work for some cleaning up. Again, I think that you're on the right track. I like that you do have a niche, right? Like we're not talking about everything and anything. It's clear that you're talking about permanent makeup, but we need to make that even more clear for the new potential followers who don't know who you are yet, who don't have the time and the patience to review your profile just to figure out what it is you do. I will say, in looking at her content down here, it all is on brand. It makes sense. We have highlights that very much show us like what this content is going to be about. The content in general, it's very easy to see and clear what the topic is. All right, we're going to move on to another. And by the way, I see a lot of people in the chat who are saying, review me, pick me, and they're putting their username. I'm going to ask everyone to please stop right now because I'm not going to be picking anyone just yet. I will let you know when it's time to comment, and I will let you know when you can put your username in the chat. But for now, let's hold off on all the comments, hold off on putting your username, and I'll let you know. Because right now, we are reviewing the people who were the top supporters during the last live. So Kitten here, she was number 1. The second biggest supporter during last live was Jessie of sensory.slp. By the way, in case anyone isn't aware, right now we are live on every platform. So we're live on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere right now. So I appreciate everyone for being here and for hanging out. But let's take a look at Jessie's profile. So speech language pathologist. So I was about to say, I don't know what SLP stands for, but I think we got it in, in speech language pathologist. So we got that. Okay. Sensory SLP, got it. This profile picture, we got to zoom in a little bit more. We're a little bit too far away on this profile picture. It's a little bit tough to see. That's definitely a nice picture of you, but we can't see all this detail when we're on mobile. We can really only see just this little tiny preview. So this profile picture, let's zoom it in, make it easier to see, make it more clear for someone. And that will also grab people's attention, right? If people can actually see your face, that will grab their attention. And pro tip, use Canva, put yourself on a solid background so you pop off the page. All right, again, we don't need speech pathologists right there because we have all that already. I've noticed a lot of people have their category display turned on, and that is something I would recommend turning off because generally speaking, it's very broad and it doesn't add to your bio. It usually just adds an extra line, which then confuses people or just adds more for people to look at, which isn't necessarily a good thing. All right. Sensory training for speech therapists. I like it. International speaker. Okay. Making the shift for autistic kids every Tuesday. I like it. I think that means that that's your podcast. The only thing that I would recommend for Jessie, because overall this bio is set up very well. The only thing that I would recommend for her is to add a fourth line down here above her link and below the rest of her bio so that we can know what our next step should be. Basically a call to action telling us, watch my stories for daily tips, follow for more, click the link in my bio to get started. Just something that tells us a little bit more about how we can work with you or what those next steps may be. Some sort of call to action would be great. And then looking at her content, it looks all very on brand. We're getting guide to best online speech therapy, inside out sensory certificate course. Got it. So like all of this is very related to your brand. I think this is, I'm not sure, maybe some SLP video, when OTs target my speech goals, powerful strategies for your speech sessions. I love it. Overall, I think this is a very well done profile. Just a few minor adjustments for Jessie, but I mean, there's a reason, right? There's a reason that she has almost 90,000 followers. It's because she's doing something right. So great job, Jessie. Way to go there. Gotcha. And then we're going to move on to this last one here. This is Michelle Delusa or Deluca, the realtor. We're going to take a look at her profile right here. By the way, I see some people asking, what am I streaming on? I am streaming on Restream.io. I put that up earlier. This is not a paid promotion with them. This is just a genuine shout out because that's what I'm using. Anyways, Michelle's profile. I like her username. Very easy to read, very easy to see what it is that she does because you can see the word realtor right there. She also has a very close-up profile picture, which I like. Very easy to see on a nice solid background, not distracting. She's got her first and last name. She's got realtor and she's got Pennsylvania. So that's awesome. Very easy to read. I will say though, Pennsylvania is a pretty big state. So maybe we can get a little bit more specific. And that might be, Lake Harmony. It might be, Pocono home sales, just something in this line that's a little bit more specific just because Pennsylvania is a big state. And maybe this would be a great question for Michelle to ask her clients. Ask them, hey, when you were looking for a real estate agent, were you more likely, and this is a great question for any of you to ask your followers. Ask your followers what words they use. And so in Michelle's case, she could ask her followers, hey, are you more likely to look for a Pennsylvania real estate agent? Or were you more likely to look for a Pocono real estate agent? Were you more likely to look for a Lake Harmony real estate agent? Maybe there's a specific county that you're in, Michelle. And I think that would just help you improve your searchability and improve your discoverability on Instagram. Real estate tips and area info, Pocono home sales, Airbnb, vacation, invest, Lake Harmony, Jim Thorpe, take the first step. I like it. I think this profile is very, very well set up. I'll give this an A. This person, yeah, there we go, an A. Maybe an A plus. I'll give her an A. Yeah, if this Pennsylvania, if that was said like Pocono home sales or Lake Harmony home sales, I might give her an A plus. But overall, this is an A profile. I like it. She set it up very well, and great job there. We're going to stop the screen share here, go back to full screen. Look at how fun this is. This is such a fun platform. Again, Restream.io, that's the platform I'm using to live stream to y'all right now. We are doing, oh, and by the way, live on all platforms, pretty fun. But right now we're doing live profile reviews. In just a little bit, we will do live reel reviews as well. And we'll also do Q&A. So we'll do live Q&A in just a little bit. Right now, though, we're doing live profile reviews, and we'll move on in just a minute. But let me know. Actually, let's hop over to some Q&A right now. Let's do live questions. So go ahead and ask a question. I got my eye on the chat. I'll be reading it here. And let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look what questions everyone has, and I'll be answering them live. On my phone, I can see the Instagram chat because I have the live pulled up here. So I can see the Instagram chat here. On my website, on my actual computer here in front of me, I can see the YouTube chat. I think I should be able to see the Facebook chat as well on my computer. So no matter where you're watching from, I'll be able to see your comments and answer your questions and possibly review your profile. Aaron from YouTube asked, good or bad to have CTAs in the profile? It's good to have a call to action in the profile, or else people are left up to their own devices to figure out what to do next. So it's generally recommended, it's beneficial to have a CTA on your profile. And I usually recommend putting it as the fourth line in the profile to direct people's next steps once they're done reading your bio. All right, so I have some questions here on Instagram. Let's find some nice ones to answer. Do you recommend niching down and staying consistent? Yes, that's step one for growing, and step three for growing on Instagram. Step one for growing on Instagram is identifying a clear niche, a clear topic you're going to be speaking about, a clear group of people whom you're going to be speaking to. If you get started on Instagram and you're posting about all your different interests and passions and hobbies, then why would someone follow you? And I don't mean that to be rude, but really, how often do you follow a random stranger who's just posting about all the things they like? They're talking about interior design, they're talking about their workout, they're talking about fitness, they're talking about their kids. That's what following friends and family is for. Like, if you want to get random life updates, that's why we follow friends and family. And most of us don't even see our friends and family's posts anyways. So the reality is, if you want to grow on Instagram, if you want to grow on TikTok, if you want to grow on YouTube, on any platform, generally speaking, it's beneficial if you start with a clear niche, a clear topic, a clear category to speak within, to talk about. Then once you build that following, you can start branching off into other directions. You can start talking about other products, other services, other niches. But that's because you already have a large following. And there's people who already know you and they're invested in you as an individual. So they're like, yeah, no matter what you talk about, I'll follow you. But when you're first getting started, unless you're just super original, you're super unique, you just have that X factor. Like, you have the unique characteristics that are going to make you a superstar. Unless you're that person, you're going to have to pick a niche. You're going to have to get really clear with the person you're helping or the person you're posting for, the topic of your content. Then step two, you got to optimize your profile. So that's why we're doing these live profile reviews. That's why we've been looking at people's profiles and reviewing them, because that's step two, right? You have to have that optimized profile, or else someone's going to land on your page and not know if they should follow you. I'll give you a case in point. An example of this was earlier today. I posted a review on my Instagram feed of my follower of the week from last week. And I did this whole review talking about how she's doing like hair care tips and how she's going to help with organic hair growth. Because when I read her bio, that's what it said. So that's what I expected. But then she commented on that reel and was like, that's actually not really what I do. I more do X, Y, and Z now. And so that's a case in point right there, that if your bio isn't optimized, if it isn't clear to people what your niche is or why they should follow you, then it's going to be very confusing. It's not going to make much sense why they should follow you, because it's like walking into a restaurant that has sushi on the banner, and like you're looking at the menu in the front and it says, here's all the different sushi options. And then you walk into the restaurant and they're like, actually, we do tacos. You're like, what? Like, maybe you're in the mood for tacos, but probably you're just walking out of that restaurant. So that's why you need to have an optimized profile. And then step three, to go back to the question here, from Melissa Cooper Fitness said, and staying consistent and actually posting. That's the step three of growth. Most people start with that though. They're like, oh, I'm just going to get consistent. I'm going to start posting more. But if you don't have a strategy, If you don't have an optimized profile, if you don't have your niche clearly defined, then consistency is going to get you nowhere, because the wind blows in the no favor of a ship without a direction. How's that quote go? No wind blows in favor of a ship without a direction. If the ship that you're setting on Instagram, the ship that you're setting sail with on Instagram, doesn't have a clear port where you're going to end up, then no matter which way the wind is blowing, it's not going to blow in your direction. It's not going to blow in a way that's favorable to you. And so that's why you need a clear direction, a clear strategy, a clear niche. Let's answer some more questions, though. Maybe some quick hitters, some more quick questions. How do you get a review from me? I will let you know once I decide that in just a second. Truly says I can't hear you. Everyone else says they can hear you, right? You guys can still hear me? Yeah. Okay, good. Because I am actually speaking into this microphone right now, which is pretty fun. So hopefully the audio quality is pretty good right now. How many hashtags do you use? It does not matter. It does not matter how many hashtags you use. You can use up to 30, but the exact number to use is going to vary depending on what kind of account you have, what's worked for you in the past, what your goals are. I know that on TikTok, I keep seeing these people who are like claiming that they've had meetings with Instagram staff, and Instagram staff told them, you can only use 3 hashtags now. You can only use 5 hashtags now. There is no magic number of hashtags to use. You can use up to 30, but even using just 1 or 2 hashtags has been shown to in some cases make a difference, in some cases not. The bottom line with hashtags, because I know I'm getting a lot of people watching who have maybe not heard me speak about this before, so I'll sum up my thoughts on hashtags as briefly as I can. Hashtags can be beneficial. Generally speaking, however, hashtags are less beneficial in 2023 than they were a few years ago. Hashtags used to be much more beneficial in terms of growth and reach. Like I said, though, they can be beneficial. What I recommend is finding a strategy that works for you and not stressing about hashtags. Don't stress about them. So if you can continue using them without stressing, but with a strategy, that's great. Keep doing that. But if you're someone who's like, my posts aren't doing that well, I'm not getting great engagement, people aren't really interacting with my posts, then focusing on your hashtags is focusing in the wrong direction. Because hashtags, even the best hashtags, can't make up for bad content. If your content is not performing well, if people aren't engaging and interacting with your content, then a magic list of hashtags isn't going to save that. So that's my take on hashtags. Hashtags are not entirely dead. It is a statistical truth. It has been proven that they're less effective now than they were 5-6 years ago. But with that being said, they can still absolutely be beneficial. We have students every single day who take our trainings in the Insta Club Hub and learn how to use hashtags in the way that we teach, and they use them and they have success with them. That's absolutely fine and dandy, and it's definitely possible. But my overall word of encouragement is to stop worrying about hashtags, because they shouldn't be a source of stress and frustration. You got enough to worry about with Instagram. You got enough to worry about with social media. So don't overwhelm yourself with having to research hashtags every single day. That, in my opinion, is a waste of time. Question from Gemma Fever on Facebook. She said, should you be posting at the same time every day? It's not necessary. There are some studies that suggest that posting at about the same time, approximately, is beneficial, because I believe that it trains your algorithm, or excuse me, it trains your audience to know when to expect your posts. It trains your viewers to expect your content at a certain time. And it does, in a way, train the algorithm to know when you're posting and when you're going to get the most engagement. But it's not necessary. It's not necessary to post at the same time every single day. If you usually post at 7 a.m. and you sleep in one day and you're like, oh, shoot, I didn't have a post ready until 3 in the afternoon. It's okay to still post it. It's okay to still post it. Let's see what other questions we have. I'm going to continue reading the questions on Facebook, or excuse me, on Instagram, because I think that's where the majority of viewers are watching from. We have over 300 on Instagram. I'm not sure how much or how many viewers we have on all the other platforms. I don't even know how to look at that, because this is my first time going live. By the way, this is the platform we're going live on. Restream.io, and we are live on all platforms right now. And right now we're doing Q&A. So go ahead and ask a question in the chat. We're doing Q&A, live Q&A right now. That's what we're doing. I'm going to keep an eye down here. And thank you. Someone said that a lot of these questions have been answered in my previous lives. Yes, they have. And that's okay. Like, I understand not everyone's going to see every piece of content. And that's one of the challenges, right, of answering questions on my stories or answering questions live, is that I know that a lot of you have already heard my answer to these questions, but some of you have not at all. Some of you are just discovering me for the very first time during this live. So, you know, it's one of the challenges, but I appreciate you sticking with me and giving me some grace. Let's see. Stacy says, what's the name of the platform? I just answered that. It's Restream.io. Restream.io. How do you niche down if your page is about trying new things? Well, then your niche would be, and this is such a specific question, but essentially your niche would be the group of people who you're going to be encouraging to try new things. And it would be around this kind of maybe creating a community around this idea of trying new things, starting new things. So it would just be the way you approach that, because that is your topic. Low views, but posting every day. Is it still worth it? Stick with it. Well, yeah, because the other option is to quit, right? The only other thing I could tell you is, no, it's not worth it. Give up and quit. No, I'm not going to say that. I think that that's the only way to fail. That's the only way to not have success on social media, is to give up and quit and stop trying. So yeah, I'd say stick with it, but try new things out. Experiment. Try out a new kind of content. Try out a new strategy. Try out a new color, a new look, a new tone of voice, a new microphone, a new camera. Just try out new things, right? It's not our job as entrepreneurs to have all the answers, but rather to ask all the questions. And so you should be constantly dissecting your own content and asking yourself questions of, how can I improve this content? How can I make it a little bit better? And you will get better if you're doing that. But if you're constantly worried about, should I quit? Should I give up? Is this worth it? Should I keep going? Well, then your energy is going in the wrong direction, right? All right, let's answer some more questions. Is this live going to be saved to my feed? Yes, it will. Do Insta Club Hub members get personal reviews? Yes, we offer them in the club. Not every member is guaranteed a review, but they're available if you would like to purchase them in the club. We have over 10,000 members, so it would not be realistic for us to review every single member's Instagram account. Is engagement down overall for some reason? Great question. And yes, Instagram engagement is down overall. All social media, every single year, engagement goes down. I'll say it again in case anyone missed it. Every single year, on every single platform, engagement goes down. Statistically speaking, the average engagement rate on pretty much every platform, pretty much every year, decreases. Why is that? Why does that happen? That happens because of a few things. Increased competition. So there's more people posting, right? There's more content. There's more fish in the sea competing for the same views. There's also, not only are there more accounts and more people posting, there's also generally less follower interaction. Let's think about it this way. Type a number 3 in the chat, no matter where you're watching, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, type a number 3 in the chat. If you've followed someone a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you don't even see their content anymore, you don't even remember who they are. Sometimes they show up on your feed and you're like, who even is this person? I don't remember following this person, right? Yeah, happens all the time. You've been following people for years. You don't even see their content. A lot of your followers are the same way. You can think about it like this. The most engaged that one of your followers will ever be is probably within the first few days or even the first few hours after they follow you. Right after they follow you, they're super engaged, right? They just made the decision to follow you. They probably binged watched a few of your posts, so they are highly engaged. But as time goes on, that graph goes down. People stop using Instagram. People stop being interested in the same topics. People stop seeing your content. People stop feeling as engaged or connected to you. People start feeling more engaged or connected to some other new person they're following. And so over time, that's human nature, that we're going to lose interest. And oftentimes, because of the way the algorithms and social media is designed, when you lose interest, you're not going to necessarily unfollow because you're not going to see the person enough to know that you aren't interested and you're going to unfollow. Does this making sense so far? So, for the vast majority of people, as time goes on, unless you are adding in new followers, your engagement rate is going to be going down. Unless your follower graph is going up, unless you're adding in new followers, most likely your engagement rate is going down. Unless you just have the most engaging, best content ever, and somehow like you aren't growing your following, but those 100 followers that you do have, they're obsessed with your content, they're super engaged, and they're paying attention. It's possible, but it's very rare. It's very rare. So that's why year after year, engagement continues to go down. There's more fish in the sea. There's less people eating fish. There's more fish in the sea, making more fish in the sea, aka more people on social media who are also posting more, right? The average person is posting more in 2023, or I should say the average content creator and business owner is posting more in 2023 than they were 5 years ago. So not only are there more people online, there's more people posting more online. Yeah, so engagement is always going to go down. And that's one of the reasons that adding new followers in is always going to be essential if you want to continue to see growth in your engagement and to see new leads and new followers and new potential customers and new sales. That's one of the reasons that growth is so essential, right? All right, let's answer some more questions. Can French people join ICH? Yes, absolutely. Let's see some more questions. I'll take some questions from Instagram. Let's see if there's any other questions on YouTube, on Facebook. Are people more likely to buy through stories or posts? Well, mindfully, Sarah, this is a great question, but it depends because it depends on the strategy that you're using to get people to buy. There's no way for people to buy directly from a post unless you're selling a physical product and you have an Instagram shop set up. But that's not what I think most people are referring to. Most people, when they're referring to buying things, they're referring to like clicking the link in their bio. Most of us, that's how we sell, right? Type a 1 in the chat if that's generally how you sell. You have like the link in bio, or you want people to click the link in your stories. Type a 2 if you're someone who primarily uses the Instagram shop. Again, type a 1 if you use the link sticker or the link in bio or even direct message automation. Type a 2 if you are someone who uses the Instagram shop, like you tag your products and you want people to like click on your Instagram shop and buy right. Okay, yeah. So most of us are number 1. Most of us are number 1. So I talked about this a little bit on my stories the other day, but this would be a great opportunity to go a little bit more in depth on this subject. When you say that you have a link in your bio, let's say you make a feed post and you're like, hey, 20% off sale, click the link in my bio. Or you post a reel and your call to action on the reel is click the link in my bio to learn more. Click the link in my bio to get signed up. On average, that leads to lower engagement on that post, lower than you would get on your average other feed post. So if you compare that feed post to your other feed posts, on average, it's not going to perform as well. And I'm pulling up the exact specific or the exact statistic. Yes, okay, so I have them right here. On average, that post is going to receive 33.6% less reach. So it's going to reach 33.6% less people. On average, it will receive 57% lower engagement. 57% lower engagement when you are saying things like link in bio. And it's not because Instagram is penalizing you. It's not because Instagram's like, oh, that person said link in bio, so let's make sure that no one sees this post. Oh, that person said link in bio, so let's make sure to hide this post. That's not really what's going on. What's actually going on is that your followers are like, oh, this is a commercial I'm being sold to. And what happens when the commercial comes on TV? We pull out our phones and scroll through TikTok. We fast forward through the commercial. We pay to upgrade our streaming service so that we don't have to be watching commercials anymore. When you say link in bio, It's not that the algorithm is punishing you. It's that your followers are like, this is a commercial. I'm getting entertained, watching great content, like laughing, getting inspired, learning things on social media, and all of a sudden there's an ad. Scroll, skip, not paying attention. So on average, when you say link in bio, that's what happens. Also, on average, the click-through rate, the average click-through rate when you say, click the link in my bio, it's less than 1%. So if you got, let's say, 100 views on that post, less than one person is going to be clicking that link in your bio. So generally, that's not super effective. And again, we're answering, who asked that question? Mindfully Sarah asked this question on YouTube. So that's the question we're answering. The question that we're answering is basically like, what's the most effective place to sell? So generally speaking, stories are a slightly more effective place to sell, but they're not the magic solution. In fact, stories that have the link sticker, you know, that clickable link sticker that people put on their Instagram stories. I even put it on my own stories from time to time. On average, when you have that link sticker, those stories get 40% fewer viewers. 40%. This is on average. This is not, oh, for my account. This is not for our students' accounts. This is on average. This was a study done with over 300,000 Instagram profiles. 40% fewer viewers and only a 1% click rate on average. 1% click rate. 1%. So again, if you have 100 viewers on that story, you can expect about one person to click. And one of the issues with the link in bio and with the link sticker in your stories is you have no idea who is clicking. You have no idea if anyone is purchasing, if they're getting confused, if they're getting lost, if they have a question, right? I mean, think about yourself as a consumer. If you click on the link in the bio, or if you click on the link in stories and you're confused, you're lost, you have questions, you don't know what to do. Like if there's any issues, you don't know who to ask, you don't know who to turn to, you can't follow up. And as the person selling, that is problematic as well, because if you have no way to actually communicate with this person, there's no trust, there's no problem solving, there's no answering questions, there's no curiosity that can be solved, right? There's just frustration and skip. Hit the X, skip. I don't know what to do. Skip. I guess I can't buy this product. So generally speaking, the most effective place to convert sales, to generate leads, to make money, to get people off of Instagram and to pull out their credit card or to join your membership or to become a member of your community or to learn more, generally speaking, the most effective place is, take a guess. Take a guess. I see some people already putting it in the chat. Take a guess where? Because it's not your feed posts. It's not your stories. Where is it? I'll give you a hint. It's the place on Instagram that their CEO said is the fastest growing area in terms of use. The most heavily used place. Yes. Anxious Brunette Abroad was the first person to get it on YouTube. I see everyone's getting it on Instagram. It's the DMs, the direct messages. Why? Because the direct messages allow for the follow-up. They allow for the conversation. They allow for the community. They allow for questions. They allow for trust. So that's why the DMs. It's not the reels. It's the DMs. Now, some of you have guessed correctly in the chat. You can use tools, and we're getting advanced right now. Listen, I said we were doing live Q&A, and we've done like 5 questions. We're going down tangents, but I think this has been valuable so far. If this has been valuable so far, type a 5 in the chat. If you feel like this has been valuable, educational, like you learned something, type a 5 in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. So some of y'all might know where we're headed right now, but what the most effective way to get someone into the DMs is through DM automation. So some of you saw on my reel today, I posted a reel, or actually, was it a reel? Yes, it was a reel this morning. I was talking about how to increase your views on your stories. I was talking about what The CEO of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, said a few weeks ago, he dropped this little like value bomb that a lot of people missed about how to get more stories viewers. And at the end of my reel, I said, comment the word story and I will send you 50 free stories ideas. That has generated over 1,500 last I checked. It might be over 2,000 now, over 1,500 comments of people saying the word story. All 1,500 of those people received an automatic direct message with the link from me. Then what happened? They clicked on the link. They put in their email. So now I have a way to contact them offline. And those are leads for our business. This also increases engagement because now I'm not asking people to click the link in my bio or click the link in my stories, which aren't forms of engagement. Instead, I'm asking them to interact with my post, to comment a certain word, to reply to my story. I was actually planning on possibly setting it up right now on this live so that if you were viewing it on Instagram, you would be able to comment a keyword and get the link to some of our upcoming free trainings that we have. I didn't set it up because I was so busy setting up the actual live and streaming on multiple platforms that I wasn't able to set that up, but that's one of the possibilities. Anyways, let's review some more profiles because that's why we're here, right? That's why a lot of people are here at least. So let's review some profiles. We'll do live profile reviews. And by the way, no matter where you're watching, whether you're watching on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, no matter where you're watching, if you're getting some value, if you typed a 5 a minute ago and you're not already following, make sure to follow for more because I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But let's do some more profile reviews. By the way, in case you don't know who I am, don't you love these graphics? I made these ahead of time. They're so fun. I'm gonna go to dinner with some friends after this, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to speak because I can already feel like I'm losing my voice. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Brock 11 Johnson, and what I do is I help people grow on Instagram. So I'm an Instagram growth expert. That's my fancy term. I'm the co-host of a top 10 marketing podcast with my mom and a viral content creator. So it's my job to help other people grow on Instagram. We have over 10,000 members in our Instagram community, and we've helped thousands of people grow on Instagram. We have dozens of members who are over 100,000 followers. The most viewed reel on the history of Instagram. He is an Insta Club Hub student. So anyways, we're gonna get back to the live profile review. So why don't you go ahead and put your username in the chat right now or say the word me. If you're not on Instagram, put your username in the chat so that I can see your profile username because it might be different on Facebook than it is on Instagram, might be different on YouTube than it is on Instagram. But if you're on Instagram, say me or put your username in the chat and I'll pick someone and we'll get going here. Let's see if I can, I'm going to try, I should have set up, what if I did this? Let's see here. All right, well, oh, there we go. I don't know. Oh, okay. Now I can see how many people are watching me. So one person is watching me live on Facebook, 10 people are watching me live on YouTube, and 300 people are watching me live on Instagram. That's pretty fun. All right. So we're going to do this one right here. Kim's Prince _TT. Let's take a look at your profile. All right, Kim. Kim's _Prince _TT. All right, Kim. Here we go. Kim's Prince. Personalized prints, t-shirts, wine, wedding glasses, stickers, mugs. Okay. A personalized print service for your needs and wants. 5 years experience. DM to order, pickup, and shipping available. I want to make sure everyone can see that on Instagram. I think you guys can. Yeah. Maybe if I move this over just a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So my thoughts. First of all, the username has the word Prince in it, which I like. The logo looks like it was designed for Instagram, which I also like. It's very bold and not hard to read. Personalized prints, t-shirts, wine, wedding glasses, stickers, mugs, all searchable terms. A personalized print service for your needs, wants, 5 years experience, DM to order. I think the only thing that I'm struggling with and that I would recommend, Kim, is that what makes you different? That's my question. And I want everyone to stop saying pick me right now. Please, everyone in the chat, stop saying pick me, and putting your username. Don't be that person who, when the teacher is talking to one student, you have your hand up and you're like, me, pick me, I have a question. And then the teacher ends up answering your question and then you just ask it again. Don't be that person. All right, thank you guys. So my question for Kim is the same question that I would have for so many of you, which is what makes you different? What makes you unique from all the other people who are doing custom prints, from all the other people who are doing personalized mugs and wedding glasses and stickers and wine glasses, and what makes you different? That needs to come through right here. That needs to be told explicitly. What makes you stand out? That needs to be answered up here, so that I can know if I should follow you or not. Because if that's not added, then I don't know what makes you different from any other person who offers that same service, right? Okay, now you can put your usernames in the chat. Put your usernames. Let's pick another profile. Let's pick another profile. Let's make another. Yeah, someone said maybe it's like the timing, how long it takes. Maybe it's who's your person, right? Because the way that you're going to customize a t-shirt for a high school football team is different than how you're going to customize a t-shirt for a retired group of like a book club for a retired community, right? All right, let's do this one right here. Here we go. Scarbajo _ botanical. And I'm definitely going to butcher some names today, so please forgive me for that. But right now, we are going to do this person who is watching on YouTube. I love that we're able to do this. This is so fun. All right. This is who we're looking at. All righty. Here we go. This person, I'm not sure how to say your name. I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to pronounce it wrong, so I'm just not going to say it because I don't want to butcher it. Okay, so we have the word botanical up here in our username. I like that we have that word because it's searchable. This profile picture, what I like about it is that it's unique. What I like about it is that there's high contrast because we have like your dark hair plus your lighter complected skin. So there's like a high contrast there. I do like that it's also like on its side because now it makes it a little bit more unique or eye-catching. So overall, I like this profile picture. I might, if I was being super picky, center it a little bit more. So, you know, you're a little bit off center, but that's probably intentionally artistic anyways. So that's my 2 cents. All right, next. Actually, what if we did this right here? Because I want to make this a little bit bigger for y'all. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I like that. There we go. Bigger for y'all. Okay, so moving on down to this lower part of her bio, it says, I'm just going to say Scar because I'm definitely going to pronounce that wrong. So Scar here. And then botanical artist by Athenas. I'm not sure how to say that. Hand printed, nature designed, eco prints, botanical art, natural dyer journal, and inspirational videos. DM for custom orders. I like it. I think you've done a good job here. Personally, I don't necessarily know what all of these words mean or exactly what they mean in this context, but I don't think I am your ideal follower, which is fine. Obviously, I'm not everyone's ideal follower. And so I like your bio. I think you have it set up very well. I don't think there's a whole lot I would change. I like that you have a call to action. I like that it's 4 lines. I like that we have emojis that are complementary rather than supplementary. Pro tip, if you're going to use emojis in your bio, use them in a way that they add to your bio rather than taking away. So translation, she could be like, instead of saying the word hand, put a hand emoji, or instead of like nature, she could put like a flower, or instead of like journal, she could put a journal. That would be supplementary. So the hashtags would, or the hashtags, the emojis would be supplementing words. I don't recommend that. Instead, I recommend having complementary emojis, because emojis are fun. They're colorful. They're creative, right? They're fun to look at. They're funny sometimes. But I recommend using them in a way that doesn't replace words. Use them to add to your bio rather than replace. I like your highlights, and your content overall looks good. I like it from the bird's eye view. It looks good. We're going to now move on to some reel reviews. We're going to do some reel reviews, and I'm actually going to start with one of her reels on this profile. So in just a second, I'll have everyone start saying me again, and then I'll pick people who say that to get their reels reviewed. We've been live for 51 minutes. This has been a fast 51 minutes. Let's see if my wife is back from the dentist. She's not. My wife's still at the dentist, which means I can still be live for as long as I want. I can be live when she's here too, but when my wife's home, I like to hang out with my wife. I like to schedule my lives for when Tay is like gone, like at Target or the dentist or working out or doing whatever, because then it's like, oh, she's gone, I'll go live. But when she's home, I want to hang out with my wife. Anyways, let's take a look at this reel right here. Let me zoom out so everyone can see it. And I don't think anyone's going to be able to hear this. If you can hear it, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If you can hear this when it's playing, give me a thumbs up in the chat. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. And I know Tay and Brock is watching. That's me watching my own lives. Oh, I got to enable the sound. That might be a good way to make sure you guys can hear it. Okay. My latest bouquet was a mix of a eucalyptus and roses, but I decided to create a print. That's beautiful. You guys can't hear it. Okay, no sound. That's all right. All right, you guys can't hear it. That's okay. My overall thoughts when I'm watching this reel is it's very beautiful. And I think part of your vibe or your brand is that this is a little bit slower paced, right? I don't think you would describe your brand as a Fast and Furious movie. I think that would probably contradict with your brand. And so I understand, the pretty music and the flowing scenes and the slow-mo here. But I also think that we have to be mindful of where we're posting and what people are looking for. So my just overall recommendation is maybe a little bit faster paced on the video. And then also be careful with some of this text. Like this text up here is moving a little bit too fast, or excuse me, it's a little bit too high up on the screen. This text down here at the bottom is also maybe a little bit too low, might be getting cut off by your caption. So in my opinion, that might improve your reel if you just put the text in a slightly different position. But overall, this isn't a bad reel, not at all. I do think that you would benefit from having a call to action at the end. I see that you added this little graphic, and let me see if I can pause it when it pops up. So you have this little graphic here, and I know that the graphic has your logo, and it has heart, comment, save, share. But we're not really directly asking anyone to do anything. So in my opinion, it's not the most powerful call to action. I appreciate all y'all saying you're learning so much. I really do. That's awesome. I'm really enjoying this live. I think I might go live like this more often because this is fun and I'm enjoying this process. I am going to say that we, my wife and I, we're moving to a new home in about a month here, maybe a month and a half. Yeah. In a month and a half, we're going to be moving to a new house, and it's actually going to be our first house that we own. Right now, we just rent. This is kind of like a townhome that we live in right now. And so because we're renting, I can only do so much with this office. And I've done a lot to improve my setup and my streaming capabilities, but I'm really excited when we move into this new home here in about a month and a half to really build out my office and just improve like the streaming quality, because I love doing this. I love going live, and I'm really inspired by really specifically like video game streamers who go live for hours and hours every single day. And so I want to incorporate more of that into my setup. And so I'm really excited about that. But anyways, enough on that tangent. Say me in the chat if you would like your reels to be reviewed. Say me in the chat if you would like your reels to be reviewed, because we're going to do some reel. And you know, I don't think I have a graphic that says reel reviews. I do not. So I'm going to put up this graphic for now, and you can say me, and I'll pick you to review your reel. I even have this little remote right here, so I can zoom in my camera. Watch this. Watch this. I hope this works. Let's see. Okay, unlocked. Okay, watch this. I'm zooming in on my face. Isn't that so fun? Okay, I'm going to zoom out now. Okay. Okay, anyways, let's pick someone to review their reel. Oh, maybe too far. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. All right, we are going to review runner Caroline Olson. Runner Caroline Olson. Let's take a look. Let's review one of your reels. Caroline the runner. Runner Caroline Olson. Okay, here we go. I definitely also need a better setup for when I'm like showing you what's on my screen, because I think that you know, it's a little clunky. But hey, this is my first time going live, and we're live on Restream right now. That's the platform I'm live on. So I'll get better at this. I'm still learning. All right, Caroline, let's take a look at your content. We're not going to review your bio, but your bio looks pretty good overall. My quick sneak peek here. It looks pretty good. I like it. What if this became an ASMR live? Okay, I'm no more side tangents. I got to stop. My ADHD is acting up. I don't even have ADHD. All right, join my marathon track session. Let's watch. Let's make it a little bigger so everyone can see it. Yeah, there we go. And I know you guys can't hear it, but there's some like upbeat music in the background. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so this reel was essentially just educational. It was sharing with us your, as it says on the screen, your marathon track session. So this was very valuable, but once I watched this reel, there's not a whole lot that I should or can do with it from here. So what I would recommend is at the end of this reel, or maybe even somewhere on the screen here, putting the words "save this post," because Caroline here, this reel is very valuable, right? This is very educational, but I need to know what to do next. And I'm saying I need to, or your average viewer needs to know what to do next. Like, what are their next steps? What should they do from here? So after this 3-minute meditation, it should say, save this post, or your caption, the first line of your caption should say, save this post, or double tap if you're going to give this a try, just something to encourage that engagement. But overall, I like this reel. I think it might be a little bit long. I think if it was a little bit faster paced, I think that might improve the view rate, because it's kind of long. I'm not sure how long this is, like maybe 20 seconds or so, 30 seconds. So I think it could be a little bit faster. Like, instead of having the clips where there's no text on the screen, like here, no text, no text, no text. Okay, their text. So what if we only had the clips where there was the text on the screen? So Caroline, I'm going to recommend that to you as a tip. This is your recommendation, Caroline. That reel that you posted right there. Take the same video and just cut out the parts where there isn't text on the screen. Only leave the parts of the video where there's actually like the text telling people what you're doing, so the reel's faster. Then at the end of the reel, add a call to action that says, save this post, or something like that, or save this and give it a try, or something like that. Repost it. Not today, not this week, because you just posted that, right? Like, you just posted that When did you post that? You posted that 7 hours ago. So don't do that today, but in like 2 or 3 months, Caroline, put it in your calendar so that maybe in August or September, post that again. And I bet you it'll do well, if not better, the second time. But overall, I like that reel, and overall, I like your page. I like your content. All right, let's do another one. Let's do another reel review. Who we got? Type me in the chat. Type me in the chat. And yes, Victoria, I can see you on Facebook. I can see you on Facebook. I can see you on YouTube. I can see you on Facebook. Let's see how many viewers we got. We got 4 viewers on Facebook. We have 8 viewers on YouTube. We have 1 viewer on also YouTube. I don't know what that means. I think I might accidentally be live on multiple YouTube channels right now. I don't know. All right, let's do another one. And we're doing reel reviews right now. Reel reviews. All right, let's do this person, because I saw this person, they commented earlier and I was like, I'm going to pick them, and then I forgot. So we're going to do this person. And everyone can stop saying to pick them, because I already picked my person who I'm picking. So now we're going to do, let's see, can I just, I wish there's just a button. There's definitely a button I should be able to press. Can I do this? No, that doesn't work. What if this? No. This? No. This? No. Let's do this. No, this. Yes. Okay, this. Anyways, this is the profile. I told you it's my first time. I told you to bear with me for the technical difficulties. All right, so let's take a look at Patrick's profile. Actually, let's not take a look at Patrick's profile, because we're reviewing his reels. We're not taking a look at his profile. That's what we're doing. So let's watch this reel here. Oh, Patrick. No logos. No TikTok logos. I'm going to give everyone a website right now. Go to snaptick.app. Snaptick.app to download your TikToks and post them on Instagram without the logo. Because Patrick, you probably have great content. And this goes for everyone. You probably have great content, but if you're posting on to Instagram with a TikTok logo, you're not going to get as many views. You're not going to get seen by as many people. So use a website like this, or if you want to download your reel. So I need everyone to write this website down. Everyone wrote this one down, right? It's snaptick.app. Okay. It's a website. It's not an app. Snaptick.app. Okay. Everyone's got that one? Ty teaches tech, said Patrick committed a cardinal sin of Instagram. Yeah. So this is for TikTok, hence the word tick. The website for Instagram is Save Insta. You see it already pop up there, saveinsta.app. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Oh no, I'm going to be taken somewhere on the deep web. Saveinsta.app. All right, saveinsta.app. Save Insta. There used to be a website called snapinsta.app, but I think Instagram got it taken down. So this is the app I use now. I'm hooking y'all up. Scotty boy is in the house. What up, Scotty? That's my friend Scotty. Scotty said all time. Greatest of all time. That's you, Scotty. All right. So anyways, saveinsta.app. Saveinsta.app. This is the website that I use to download my reels so I can post them on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok, on Facebook Reels. Is the Reels bonus program coming back? I don't think so. Not anytime soon, at least. Anyways, let's go back to Patrick's reel. Let's take a look at Patrick's reel. Oh, that's a little too zoomed in for me. How do I want somewhere in the middle. Like, I don't want it full screen, but I also don't want it. Okay, we're going to watch it like this. All right, let's watch Patrick's reel. How to... I did not go mute. There's just no the audio from my computer doesn't play. I'll figure that out. That'll be one of my projects to figure out before the next live. But Patrick is essentially in this reel. He is sharing some tips on how he prevents his bookshelves from kind of drooping or sagging because of the weight of the books. So it's very educational, Patrick. But in my opinion, because there's no cuts in the video, because there's no changes in camera angle, because the closed captions are almost off the screen, like they might even be cut off for someone who's viewing this on their feed, I worry that this isn't the most engaging content. Now, what I will say is that Patrick's ideal follower is probably not all of y'all. So all of y'all are followers of mine, right? You are people who are creators and entrepreneurs who are trying to grow on Instagram, and you're used to my content, which is very fast-paced and loud and energetic. But let's think about Patrick's ideal follower. Patrick's page is literally called Patrick's Rare Books. If you're following someone because you're into rare books, it's probably not because you want a Martin Scorsese film. It's probably not because you're looking for fast-paced, action-packed content. So I am a fan of this reel, Patrick. I think that the only thing I would change is this little logo here. And then I haven't watched all the way to the end, so I don't know if there's a call to action at the end, but some sort of call to action is always beneficial. But overall, not bad. Overall, I'm a fan. I just heard the door slam because it's windy, and that means my wife's home. So I'm going to sign off. But I appreciate everyone for hanging out today. This has been so much fun. I'm definitely going to go live like this more often. I know we got a few people watching. We got 4 people on Facebook. We got 11 people on YouTube. We have no one on Twitch. We have no one on Kick, at least that I'm aware of. We have about 300 people on Instagram, but this is really fun. So I'm going to head out. Thank you all so much for watching today. I will save this to my feed. And until next time, see you guys.